Hey guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video about our emergency preparedness kit. I made a video when I first started my YouTube channel about 2 years ago on our emergency kit, and since then a lot has changed both with our family and what is included in the kit, as well as I think my skills at making videos. So I hope this video is useful today as it shows you what's in my emergency preparedness kit. I think the main thing to take away from this is, if you watched the first video I did and this video, is that you need to have a kit. Everyone needs to have an emergency kit for their family, and if you're on the tightest of budgets, just put whatever you can put in it and then build upon it, because from the time that I made this kit till now, we've definitely built in some good things, but since we're on a budget, it's been over time, and I think that's a great way to do it. Don't just not make a kit because you think that you don't have the budget for it now and that you'll make it later. Build one now with what you have and then add to it like I have. I think that's a good suggestion because, like I said, everyone needs a kit. We experienced a flood in a past apartment that I had. We had to be out of our apartment for 2 weeks. We only thought that we were leaving our apartment for a matter of hours when we got evacuated. It ended up being 2 weeks. It was a lot. If we had had an emergency kit at that time, it would have saved me a lot of grief and strife at the time. And now we have 2 kids. When I first made the video, we had 1, and so I have an infant that I want to prepare for as well. Let's get into it. First and foremost, I love this bag. This bag is my favorite part of the kit. I think it's the perfect bag for an emergency kit. It's a Patagonia bag. It's a duffel bag that's also a backpack. Now I have 2 kids in tow, bag on me, so it's good to have a backpack. And I like that it's water resistant too. So I'm gonna link the Patagonia bag down below. I'm gonna link everything down below that I can find on Amazon or something similar to it. Most stuff should be able to be found on Amazon. I'm also going to link the sites that I canvassed to find the supplies for these because they have always changing emergency requirements, so it's just good to go to the direct links to those websites. I'm just going to start with what's on top, and that is paper products. Paper products are advised to keep toilet paper as well, but I just have a paper towel roll here, and you can see it's plasticized. That's one of the themes when you look on the websites. Keep things waterproof as much as you can, so paper towels. Second item I have here is a thin blanket. This is a blanket that is very warm but very thin. Then this is just what I have from old camping equipment. I have a pillow that is deflated here with its own pump. Next, you can see my little 3-pound Chihuahua there. I have stuff for her. I have food for the dog and also a leash. Then I have an extra pair of runners, one for myself and one for my husband. Initially, I had flip-flops in my bag, and then someone from California commented on my last video that you should actually have really good footwear because it's quite essential. So I have 1 pair of shoes for myself and 1 for my husband. I don't have any for my son. I should put an extra pair in there. It's just really hard when kids are growing all the time. So I'll try to look for some footwear that would last him quite a while, that he's not using all the time, and put it in there. It's hard on a budget to put extra clothes in a bag that you're never using, but it's also really important. Fortunately, my family doesn't have any prescription medications except for my inhaler. So I have an old inhaler in there, and then I've got Tylenol as well. And the only other prescription I have is eyeglasses, so I have my extra set in there. Something that wasn't included in my past kit but I got on Amazon recently is this hand crank solar powered radio that's also an LED light. I was really kind of feeling nervous not having a radio, and so the fact that I could get a light and a radio in one small package made me really happy. As far as lights are concerned, I also have this flashlight, same as my last kit. It's very heavy. It could be used as a weapon if you needed it, and very durable. We got it at Costco, but I know it's on Amazon, and I'll link that below. And then I got this also, we got this at a home goods store, but it's just a big floodlight. The websites that I looked at said that you should keep copies of your birth certificates, passports, and insurance documents in a waterproof bag, so that's what I have as well. Next, I have food, some extra food that I included in this bag this time around. Beef jerky, and then I also included some baby biscuits. My baby is breastfed and she's 4 months old. You can hear her, I'm sure, in her crib right here, but she will eventually need some food, so I thought these biscuits would do for now. Then for her, I also have the pack of diapers she's currently in, and every time I get down to my last pack of diapers, I will switch out this to the next size up. I do have some extra clothes for my son and daughter. I have a onesie for my daughter, and I have underwear, shorts, and a t-shirt for my son. As far as clothes go, they tell you that you should put a full outfit's worth of clothes for your whole family in the bag. And my particular belief on that is that seasons change, and so it's difficult with sizing with kids to keep the right amount of clothes in there, especially on a budget. So what I've done in my closet is I have 3 hangers in my closet. One is an extra set of emergency clothes for my son and daughter on one hanger. The other hanger is my emergency clothes, and the other my husband's. So if there is an emergency, I just grab those 3 hangers. I know that's extra to my kit. I've written that in my phone as something to grab as well. I'll talk about what's in my phone later. But that's just the way that I've managed clothes, because I feel like that's the most practical way for our family to do it. But definitely it is suggested to keep a full extra set of clothes for each person in your family. Other food that is really good for an emergency kit is peanut butter. So I have a peanut butter here, and then I have dry soup as well as canned fish. Hate canned fish, but it will do in an emergency. So I have 2 pairs of work gloves. They're like heavy duty work gloves, one for my husband, one for myself. Because of our area and how much rain we get, I wanted to include an umbrella. It's not the best umbrella we own, it's kind of like our backup umbrella, but I thought one umbrella is probably better than none. This is another thing that I got on Amazon, which is related to survival stuff. It's called a 5-in-1 survival tool. I like that it has a whistle, it also has waterproof matches, and a fire starter and a compass. So all of those 5 things I think are really good to have, and it's all in one compact little package, so I like this. As far as clothes go too, I guess I forgot to mention I do have underwear for my husband and I, and it's got a hair elastic tied around it because I would definitely need a hair elastic. Then I have a safety knife. This is something that kind of worries me that I have this in my bag in the reach of my son, so I have taken to locking this bag with just a very easy lock, something that could be broken open very easily but that my toddler can't get into. Next, I have a quick dry chamois towel that can also be used as a blanket, and then just a little first aid kit. Next, I have some coins and notes, just nothing big, but all of our extra coins I put into this plastic bag. We also have Bitcoin since the last time I made a video, and so we have that on a hard wallet, which we haven't yet put into the pack, but eventually that's the goal as well. Next, I have one rain poncho. I'd like to get a bunch more of these. We actually used a couple of them during one outing we went on, but I need to replenish them. I'd like one for all of us. Next, I want to talk about water. I definitely underprepared for water in my last video, and so I wanted to share that I have 32 bottles of spring water in a case underneath the bag in our closet, and the case is cut open, and my goal would be to just throw in all of the bottles at the time that we are going out the door. Water is definitely something that is very important to have with you if you're gone for 72 hours. If I didn't mention before, 72 hours is what we're planning for here. They're also called 72-hour kits sometimes, so the goal is to be prepared for if you need to be out of the house for 72 hours at a time. And so water, of course, is a big part of that. The other thing I want to mention too is that one of my former colleagues says that in his emergency kit, he always has some good food like candy and like fun food, as well as cigarettes, because he doesn't want to eat or use those things, but he wants to use them as bartering tools if things get really sticky out there. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I wanted to share that as well. Please let me know down below in the comments what else you have in your kit. I'm always looking at building our kit to be better on a budget. So that concludes my video on my emergency preparedness kit. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it was useful to you, and that it gets you thinking about your kit, updating it, or whatever you need to do. Oh, I also want to mention one last thing. On my phone in the notes section, I have a list of the things that I have in my kit. I have in the notes a title of the note, emergency kit, and then I have all of the things that are in the kit as well as the expiry date for all of the food. So that lets me know, you know, if I'm thinking about adding something to the kit, I'll look to see if it's already in there, that kind of stuff. That's just helped me stay organized with it. And then in my calendar, I have as a reminder yearly to check the kit to see if it needs updating. I hope you never get to use your kit, but that you have a good one ready for you, because it does give me peace of mind knowing that I have the things I would need if emergencies were to happen. Anyways, I'll say goodbye for now. See you in the next one, guys.